Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer. And because the movie club is going to be celebrating Best Picture winners for the month of April because of the Oscars, we found ourselves upon watching The French Connection. So I wanted to do a little review on my own to talk a little bit about my thoughts on this classic film from director William Friedkin, who is a very talented and strange director, because you have films like Killer Joe most recently, you have The Exorcist, and you have The French Connection, which this whole entire film, along with his DP Owen Reutemann, this feels very like documentarian. This camera's following the actions of this film, and not in a quite cinematic way, but a very raw and aggressive kind of way. You're in it. You're a voyeur into this story about these two cops, Popeye Doyle, played by Gene Hackman, and Buddy Russo, played by Roy Scheider, as they're trying to stop this man, Chernier, who's this Frenchman played by Fernando Rey, who is bringing in things from overseas and dealing with drugs. And you have these two narcotics officers, as I mentioned, trying to stop this drug smuggling with a French connection. There you go. And what I have to say is Friedkin is no holds barred. And this is top-notch 70s filmmaking. You're not going to feel happy watching this movie. You're going to feel dirty and gross and challenged in so many ways. This film does not end on a high note. It ends in a bleak descent into hell, really. You have the final shots of this film ending in such an impactful and some might say unsatisfying and anticlimactic, but others might find it very profound and dark and ominous of the times of hopelessness. And that's a challenging film to end on something like that. And Friedkin is the kind of director who's bold enough to go there and really capture the spirit of 70s filmmaking. And you have this cop, Popeye Doyle, who's a racist. He says all kinds of racial slurs, whether they're racial slurs for black people, for Italian people. I'm like, I've heard of that one before. And he is overall just a scummy, just raw-id type person. He is boiling at the top. He gets frustrated. He's in your face. He's violent. He'll do whatever he can and whatever needs to be done for him to solve a case. And he will solve this case. And the thing is, he winds up accomplishing things, but he also fails a lot. And it's a very flawed and strangely intriguing character, despite the fact that he is pretty despicable. And Gene Hackman goes such a long way in making him even that alluring to begin with. Because overall, Popeye Doyle is a scumbag. And he's a cop doing whatever he will, whether it's roughing up a bunch of black people at a bar and putting on a scene. But you also have these extremely enthralling moments between the filmmaking of Friedkin and the cinematography of Reutemann and the performance by not only Hackman, but you get a lot of great character work from Roy Scheider, who is a really underappreciated actor. I love Scheider from Jaws and all that jazz. He is such a great actor, and he's a great supporting piece here doing basically bad cop, bad cop. And these guys are spending all night working, getting lost in this underbelly of New York City, chasing after this Frenchman, and you have these scenes where you're building up the mystery of what this guy's doing. And it's enthralling, it's intriguing. This is a tough watch, and it's exhilarating. You have this cat and mouse game, this wonderful back and forth of Doyle trying to catch Charnier on this train, this subway. And this cat and mouse game is so satisfying and intriguing to watch. And then, of course, the car chase. which is exhilarating. You have that camera plopped on the grill of this car and you feel like you're going 100 miles an hour through the streets of New York, crashing into things. People probably almost died filming that scene because they just went for it. And Hackman brings like a hell-bent energy into this performance. And the unsung hero of this film is the wonderful score from composer Don Ellis, who I don't know really, like he's done work on some other things, but like this was really his big work. And this score, the dum 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 dum, and what's really strange is it's like Danny Elfman's hero theme from the Justice League sounds just like the score from this, but it is raw and heavy and just impactful and just bolsters the intensity of this film because it is raw, it's intense, and it's just all out challenging. And watching this film today with the state of our society's big battle with what police officers should be and what they should be doing, what obviously they shouldn't be doing, this is a challenging watch. And it'll really have you thinking about a lot of things when it comes to what police officers should be able to do. Because, you know, Popeye Doyle does it all, and then some. Short of, well, no, you're going to have to watch the film to find out really what he does. But overall, The French Connection is a raw, intense, and impactful example of 70s filmmaking from an amazing director, William Friedkin, and a star-turning performance from Gene Hackman. So go check out The French Connection. But those are my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.